I live united for a kinder world.
I live united for the kids.
And I live united, connecting people to their life destinations.
I live united for mentoring youth.
I live united for ending domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, and homelessness.
I live united for individuals with disabilities.
I live united for those in poverty.
I live united for those with hunger.
I live united for hope, dignity, and justice in our community.
I live united for brain health for kids.
I live united for survivors of sexual assault and abuse.
And I live united for homeless women and children.
I live united for helping high school students explore their futures.
I live united for building resiliency in our kids and families in Dubuque.
I live united to stamp out hunger and for people to live a sustainable life.
I live united for health equity for all.
I live united for youth to thrive.
I live united for the safety of children.
I live united for everyone to take care of their brain health.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Danielle Peterson. I'm the president and CEO of United Way of Dubuque Area Tri-States. And I get the wonderful job of welcoming you today for our first ever virtual campaign kickoff. I feel like we should pause for a little cheering and clapping from someone here. But as you can see, things look a little bit differently than they typically do for our United Way campaign kickoff. Typically, we would be down here at the Diamond Joe in this beautiful room enjoying breakfast together with 200 plus business leaders, community members, volunteers, and donors. But instead today, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're doing our workplace campaigns a little bit differently, and certainly our United Way campaign kickoff a little bit differently. We're still down here at the Diamond Joe, thank you to them. But instead we're coming to you live today, hoping that we get our message to even more people than we have before in the past. We look forward to you sharing our messages that you're going to hear today, and we are excited that you're joining us here this morning. So thank you very much for doing that. I get the wonderful job today of introducing our United Way campaign co-chairs. I'm very pleased to have them join us here today and for the year for our United Way workplace campaigns and our campaign, hoping to help to meet our campaign goal. Today I have with me Jan Powers of the Powers of Communication and Bob Woodward from the Telegraph Herald. Again, they've committed this year to be our United Way campaign co-chairs, and I'm very excited with what they'll have to share with you today. Thank you guys very, very much.
You bet. Well, welcome everyone. Like Danielle said, this is our first ever virtual kickoff. Last year when we were in this room with so many other people, and it was exciting and fun. And last year my campaign co-chair was Gary Dolphin, voice of the Hawkeyes, and there was just this kind of palpable feel in the room when we had our kickoff. Now today it's Bob and I. We're socially distanced. We're safe. But we still feel the excitement, right, of kicking off the campaign and telling you about why United Way. That's actually our theme for this year's campaign, is why United Way. Last year when I was a co-chair, I ended up many, many times answering the question, why? Why United Way? Why can't I just give directly to charities that I want to give to and volunteer with charities I want to volunteer with? Why do I need to go through the United Way? So we decided, Bob and I and Danielle and the United Way staff decided, let's make that this year's theme so that we spend our whole year of campaigning talking about why it's important to donate, why it's important to volunteer. Bob?
Yep, so we're going to hope to answer the question today and throughout the year, why United Way? And we're going to start with today's kickoff, but through this year as well. But look back, first of all, to 2019, and the campaign this past year raised over $1.2 million, which is incredible, and the vast majority of that went to help local community programs. 31 nonprofit programs were helped last year. 9 of those were new funded partners. And the need was so great, the the process was so rigorous that you can be assured that all that money went to help folks in need, and that it was a really well done process, a really successful campaign. So we're looking forward to a successful campaign again this year.
Like Bob said, there were, this last year, there were 31 different area organizations that were funded partners. And so that was kind of a new word to me last year when I started out in the campaign. So a funded partner is a nonprofit in our area who receives money through the United Way. And the funds from United Way help them carry out their mission and serve the population that they need to serve. So a couple of examples that you might be familiar with, the Salvation Army. That's a national organization, but we have a Salvation Army here in Dubuque. They're a funded partner, so they receive money from United Way as well as donations that they get directly to carry out their mission to reduce poverty. Another, Catholic Charities of Dubuque, they're a funded partner, and they provide all kinds of services in the community. A newer funded partner that people may not be as familiar with is the Fountain of Youth, which is a new nonprofit that helps individuals get out of generational poverty and change their mindsets about poverty. So 31 different organizations that have benefited from the funding of United Way in this last year. So we're going to cut to a video. You're going to hear from Bob and I today, but you're also going to get to see some really powerful videos that tell the story of why United Way. So let's watch about a funded partner.
Hi, my name is Nicole Fenz, and I am a housing support specialist with Friends of the Family. We are thankful for the United Way support in the work that we do to keep those in our community in safe and stable housing.
Being a funded partner means that your programs and your agency receives community connection and support generated by United Way. It's really more than the funding piece of it. It's the awareness that United Way creates for what our mission is, what we do, and who we serve.
Hi, I'm Captain Emily Phelps at the Dubuque Salvation Army. Being a funded partner of United Way means that we are able to provide food from our pantry to 3,000 to 5,000 individuals every year. We support United Way because it's a great way to fund multiple organizations throughout Dubuque, including the Salvation Army's food pantry.
What it means to be a funded supporter is it's basically putting us in a position as an organization to be acknowledged as something in the community that is very needed and necessary for the growth of the community.
I support the United Way because my agency, Iowa Legal Aid, provides one piece of a much larger puzzle. And the support that United Way provides to other programs and agencies in our community helps us work together as a network to provide a safety net that stops folks from slipping through the cracks.
So Bob and I wanted to talk a little
give it some thought. So, and we had lunch together. I had lunch with Jan and Danielle, found out a little bit more, got some of the details that we're sharing with you today, and said, yep, I'm all in. So for me, that's why United Way, the organizations, the history in the family, the history in the company. And then the other thing is that I think recognizing, because we were social distance, and why we were social distance is because of the challenges going on in our community right now, and the need has never been greater. And so it was one of those things where it was like, you know what, I'm more than happy to help and contribute, not only financially, but also as campaign co-chair. So all in, there's never been a greater need for United Way. And to kind of share a little bit more about why, for some other people, the United Way, here's a video we're going to watch about some of the leaders in our community, and they're going to share why United Way for them.
Donating to United Way, I've been involved with campaigns at past employers and my current employer, AOI McDonald. But I really started volunteering with the organization about 5 years ago, and I've been doing it ever since. When I donated at my last employer, I knew about the United Way and, knew they did great work, but I really didn't truly understand what the money was doing. And when you get down to these organizations, whether it's the Red Cross, the Boys Club, or Catholic Charities, when you hear about what they're doing and how they're impacting lives locally, right in our community, right in the tri-states.
I find the United Way, it's a very convenient and effective way to support, multiple organizations within our community. Sometimes I think people perhaps, look at the United Way as kind of a community chest of the organizations that they're providing the funding to. There's a tremendous amount of accountability and review by the board to make sure those organizations are doing and tracking their results, because ultimately that accountability for me demonstrates the stewardship of the dollars.
The money that the United Way is able to get from all of these employer campaigns, as well as the personal campaigns, just allows these organizations to do so much more. I'm Andy Wickham, and I donate to the United Way because I want to help impact 42,000 lives like they did last year.
I'm Tom Woodward, and I'm committed to support the United Way because they are a professionally run organization and demonstrate good stewards of my money and yours.
Well, I appreciated that you shared your story about why United Way for you, and I want to do the same for just a couple of minutes. So I grew up in a little farm community, about 2,000 people on the far western side of the state, and to my knowledge, we didn't have a United Way. I had never heard of United Way actually until I moved to Dubuque after I graduated from college. But in the little farm community that we lived in, it was just kind of the norm that you gave money or you gave time when you needed to. And so I just kind of watched my parents, they would donate their time and volunteer at maybe church or school or scouts, whatever. And I just kind of by osmosis kind of thought, I think it's important to give your time and help other people out. So fast forward to go to college, then I moved to Dubuque, and Bob, you know this, I'm kind of a social person. I kind of like to be around people.
Just a bit.
Just a little. And I'll have to admit that really selfishly, when I moved to Dubuque, I wanted to volunteer because I wanted to meet people and I wanted to make friends. And so I just kind of started volunteering, a couple places here and there. I liked it. I got my fix of, I'm meeting people and I'm starting to learn about the community. So fast forward to last year, and Danielle Peterson from United Way approached me and said, "Hey, would you want to be the co-chair of the campaign with Gary Dolphin?" And I'm like, "Me? with Gary Dolphin, the famous person, the voice of the Hawkeyes, even though I am a Cyclone. And if Gary, if you're out there watching, I just want you to know, hey, go Cyclones. Anyway, I digress. But so I was just thrilled last year to be asked to be a co-chair and to kind of come full circle with giving and donating both time and money, because it's important to connect to our community. So my story, not quite the same as yours, but everybody has their story, right? Everybody has their why.
And I'm happy to follow in Gary's footsteps too, by the way. Go Hawks. And do Hawks.
All right, so Bob, the moment has come for us to announce.
Yeah. So this year, the need has never been greater. We are all struggling with challenges. We all have a lot of stress in our lives, but some more than others. And so this year's goal for the United Way campaign is $1.2 million. And we think that we can reach that goal, and Danielle's going to share some of the progress we have already made just in the early phases of this campaign. So $1.2 million, there's a lot of easy ways to do that through contributions at work and through volunteerism, but Jan's going to share a little bit more about that. But if everybody works together, and we will, this is how Dubuque works, we'll reach that $1.2 million goal.
Right. Well, Bob, you'd mentioned earlier about payroll deduction. That has been a really traditional and successful way that people can get involved. If you work for an employer that has payroll deduction and you haven't signed up for it yet, go to your boss, go to your human resources department and ask, how can I be part of payroll deduction? Because it's super easy. You really don't even miss the money coming out of your paycheck each time.
Yep, I increase mine every year, and you never miss it. Yeah. It's easy.
You can give when there are United Way events. You can just make a donation. You can go online. In fact, the website, dbqunitedway.org, you can go right on the website. There's a button, can't be any easier. Click on donate, and you can donate right through the site. Or right now, correct?
Yep.
Right now, you can text LIVEU to 40403, and you can make a donation right now. So if we had a room full of people, Bob, we would probably be like, wow, hearing the cheering, and the crowd goes wild. So even though we can't hear you, we know you're excited. And if you are ready to text LIVEU to 40403, you can donate right now. Another thing that we're going to do, Bob, this was our crazy idea that we came up with, right? We're going to do a little video every 2 weeks on Facebook, and we're going to call it, Why Do You Give Wednesdays? So don't think that you're done with us yet after this breakfast, because every 2 weeks on the United Way Facebook page, you'll get to hear from us and others about why United Way.
Yeah, we're going to share some great stories. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then keep you updated on the progress of the campaign. And so watch for those every Wednesday.
Excellent. We're going to segue to another video to learn why do funded partners support the United Way.
Hi, my name is Meg Gellner, and I'm a Youth Mentor Coordinator for Helping Services here in Northeast Iowa. I want to say a big thank you to United Way for your generous support to our program. Mentoring has such positive effects on kids. If you have a mentor, you are 55% more likely to enroll in college, which is just awesome. Just this last year, we served over 100 mentors. Thanks again for all you do and for all of your contributions. We really appreciate it. Take care.
We are honored to be funded partners with the United Way. What it means to us is that we get to be connected with such beautiful partners and beautiful other nonprofits in our community. For me as a donor myself, I love the reach that the United Way gives. It allows me to see my dollars being given to nonprofits that I love so much in our community.
Because of the United Way, the Girl Scouts was able to pivot their programming and give girls access to a world of virtual programs. Girls now have the opportunity to continue their journey with the Girl Scouts and explore topics like cybersecurity, baking skills, gardening, mechanical engineering, and more. Many girls also lent their communities a hand during this difficult time. Girls have sewed masks, donated cookies, made care packages, and participated in a whole host of different acts of service since March. We couldn't have done this without the Dubuque United Way, and we can't thank them enough.
One thing I learned last year, Bob, when I had my first year, oh, by the way, did I tell you that this is a 2-year stint as co-chair?
The second time we met.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So, which is actually a great thing. Last year, Gary was on his second year of his chairmanship, and I was my first, so I could learn from him. So now I'm the veteran, and you're going to hang out for 2 years.
And I'm learning a lot. So.
There you go. So one thing that I learned last year was that our United Way is called Dubuque Area Tri-States. United Way, Dubuque Area Tri-States. And actually, there's either all or part of 10 counties in eastern Iowa that are served in some way or another by our United Way. So just kind of picture this. Picture parts of eastern Iowa. So in Iowa, there's Alameda, Clayton, Delaware, Dubuque, Fayette, and Jackson counties that are part of the United Way territory. Then in Illinois, there's parts of Carroll and Joe Davies County. And then in Wisconsin, part or all of Grant and Lafayette County. So it's a big service area. And last year, pre-COVID, 42,000 people in those counties were served in some way by United Way. That is just so powerful to me. 42,000 people had needs. And that's why it's so important to give to United Way, because it can impact so many different people. I want to talk just for a second about a couple of other numbers. I hate numbers. I'm just not good with numbers, I should say. But these are a couple of really important numbers. If you gave $1 a week, $1 a week, or $52 for a whole year, you could provide 32 local kids with age-appropriate books for them to read for $1 a week. If you gave $5 a week, which, thank God, somebody wrote down how much that equals, $260 a year. And this is really serious, though. You could provide 10 families with groceries for a whole year. If you gave $5 a week for a whole year, you could give 10 families groceries for a whole year.
And that's so easy to do. That's so easy to do with a monthly contribution or a payroll deduct.
Right. And if you gave $10 a week or $520 a year, that would give 23 people transportation to their doctor's appointments for a whole year. So when you think, my dollar doesn't count, or I just don't have that much to give, you do. You do have money to give. If you have money to give, any amount counts, and it has an impact.
Yep, very impactful. One other thing to keep in mind too is you've heard about some of the funded partners, and there are a group of those 31, but United Way is actually at the table in a very agile and adaptive way as well. They're an active member, United Way is, with collaborators in the community discussing how to build solutions for some of the prominent needs in the community. Who could have guessed that we would have a pandemic this year? Who could have guessed that we would have had all of the housing issues and homelessness and food scarcity and people losing jobs or losing hours, having a hard time paying the rent, feeding their family, living out of vehicles and stuff. So United Way has been there at the table with community partners and collaborators to help address some of these needs. And some of them also include things such as brain health issues and child care, obviously a huge factor in this environment. Homelessness, I mentioned, food scarcity, and so many, many more. So it really works better when we work together, and that's what Dubuque does well, and United Way is exceptionally good at it. So they definitely work both within and outside of that funded partner network. So speaking of being stronger together, we're going to watch another quick video here before we get ready to wrap this up. And this is going to feature some of those advocate partners, and they're going to share a little bit more with you.
I'm the Regional Homeless Coordinator with Community Solutions of Eastern Iowa. United Way has really been a huge support in helping CSEI grow our homeless programming and what we're doing and how we're serving the community. We don't have a lot of the people sleeping on the streets when you walk down by the river or in the doorways of businesses, but people are there. We're out there trying to connect with them, letting them know that we're here and we can provide some supports to them.
Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Dubuque has been a funded United Way partner for over 50 years. United Way supports our brain health services as well as our community reentry services. We never turn anyone away for inability to pay, and that is thanks to the support of United Way. One of the most important roles United Way plays in our community is that they continually have eyes and ears to the ground for unmet social service needs. United Way is a convener of conversations and a leader in making it possible for agencies to work together toward mutual goals of health, education, and income.
United Way is really good at connecting with businesses and community leaders, and they're able to provide that education and advocacy of what we do. One way that really helps us grow is by giving to United Way.
So we've been talking about some of the numbers and some of the contributions that we're hoping to get this year and how, the ones we got last year and how important that is. But volunteering is just every bit as important. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, people are at different phases in their life, and sometimes you can contribute more cash or less cash. And we always want people to be able to, you know, do what they can afford and what they feel in their heart. But volunteering is another great way to help out. It's a great way for young professionals, people in phases of their lives where they maybe don't have as much cash to contribute. So I would definitely encourage people, if you feel as though you can't do as much as you'd like on the cash side, or maybe not at all, to consider volunteering. And there's some great opportunities United Way provides to do that.
Right. So if you go on the United Way website, you'll find a thing that's called the Get Connected Volunteer Portal. So it's kind of, well, I don't want to say a dating website. Wait a minute, I just did say a dating website. It's a way to connect people who want to volunteer with nonprofits who need volunteers. So if you go to the website, click on the Get Connected portal, you can register, and whether you want to donate an hour of your time once or you want to donate your time regularly, maybe to one or more organizations, you register. And then nonprofits who need help at different times of the year can go in and see who those volunteers are. So right now in the portal, there's about 4,000 people who are registered to volunteer, and there's over 100 nonprofits that are in there as well. So like Bob said, you know, not everybody has money at all the time to give, but if you have time is just as valuable a gift that you can make to the United Way, and you can do that through the United Way portal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually have volunteer time off at our company, and a lot of people make use of that, and a lot of that goes to United Way.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to cut away to our last video so we learn a little bit more firsthand about volunteering.
United Way had reached out to me. They thought there was a real need for food to be delivered to people who were shut in. Yeah, it went pretty crazy right away. We did over 100 deliveries the first week, and the second week we did over 100 deliveries just on a Saturday. I don't know when we're going to stop doing deliveries. It's hard to say because there seems to still be a need.
As a young professional in Dubuque, there's a lot of things that I would love to do. Philanthropy was such a big part of who I was when I was younger, and I'd love to continue that, but like, where do I go? And I think a lot of young people want that, right? Like just the ability to connect with different resources in the area and different nonprofits that focus on this stuff, right? And spend their time on this stuff to really dig in and understand where people need help and how we can help people.
The Get Connected portal is a great place for a nonprofit that's in need of volunteers. None of what we're doing now with the COVID stuff would have occurred at all if United Way wouldn't have stepped in and helped get that going.
I mean, if we can raise the awareness around that piece of what United Way does, I think the impact can be insane. You can really draw that young philanthropic mind and the passion that is in so many young people like myself that we could really come together and make an impact in our community.
Dr. Wee always says it takes a village. None of this stuff gets done by one organization called United Way, and they're there to do what they can to help.
So we talked a lot about our campaign goal this year, and Bob and Jan, I think, did a great job today in sharing how we as a community can come together and not only meet that goal, but exceed it. We know our community, we know that you're there and willing to help out people who need it the most. So I thank you very much for tuning in today and for, in advance, for helping us out. So for those of you who are thinking $1.2 million, that can be, that seems like a really high goal to reach, especially during these times. However, we've already done some work for you to actually put some money already ahead there. We've had some companies run their United Way workplace campaigns already. Cunningham and Butler is a prime example of an organization who has run their United Way workplace campaign and actually has had an increase in their giving this year, which we are very proud of. Yep, thank you, CMB. We also, I don't know if you guys have heard this, I know you two have, but last Friday, we did our one and only fundraiser we do each year, or twice, we've done it, I guess now. And we did that a little bit differently too, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So a lot of it was live streamed, but we had an event here in the community called Over the Edge. So that event, where people, actually the three of us, were three of the 31 edgers who rappelled off the Hotel Julian Dubuque building. Again, that was an opportunity to also raise funds and raise awareness about United Way and maybe why people might want to volunteer or donate to that organization. But through that portal, I know we have still some donations coming in from Over the Edge, but we're almost at $60,000, if you can believe that. That's 31 great. Edgers, yes, thank you. 31 Edgers and some wonderful sponsors from our community business partners. And helped us achieve that so far. We also have 100% participation in in United Way giving from our United Way staff, our United Way volunteer board of directors. We have 100% of participation there in giving. We have all 31 of our nonprofit partners that Jan and Bob talked with you a lot today, who are doing the work, who are seeing the needs in the community every single day. They are all also helping United Way by offering workplace campaigns to their employees. Again, this is a way that we're spearheading our reach to the $1.2 million that we'll achieve this year. So I want to thank you guys in advance for rolling out that number, for sharing about the needs in the community, and for sharing how important it is for us to come together during these times.
And I want to thank Paul and Matt from TH Media for being here and helping facilitate the live stream, Danielle and Ellen for putting together the program. We've got some great volunteer camera people here, socially distanced. And also want to thank especially all of you who are watching today and those who contributed to last year's campaign to make it successful and who will contribute to this year's campaign. It's been exciting to share all of the great things that United Way does, the thousands of people that it helps in our communities, some of the people who volunteer and advocate for United Way and donate to it. So thank you very much for tuning in today, and thank you in advance for your help for this year's campaign. Jan?
No, I'm Jan.
Jan, what are some of those ways? Remind us some of those ways that they can donate.
You're Bob, right?
Yes,
okay. Well, I want to thank you, Bob, for co-chairing with me this year. I think it's going to be a great year. Like you said, the need has never been greater with COVID, and we're going to do great things as a community. We did them last year, and we're on our way to exciting new heights this year too. So don't forget dbqunitedway.org. That is the website. And if you want to text right now, if you want to make a donation right now, text LIVEU to 40403. If you haven't signed up for a workplace campaign, or if your company doesn't have one, go to your boss, go to your HR manager, ask about how you can get a campaign and have that money taken out via payroll deduction.
Yep. And if you don't have that capability, you can always talk to United Way, and they can do a monthly or quarterly donation automatically for you. And again, you'll never even miss it. So go to the United Way, dbqunitedway.org website. Check out the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. Sign up for the monthly newsletter. Watch for the bi-weekly videos that Jen and I will be doing on Facebook every Wednesday. Yep. And volunteer if you can and want to at the Get Connected portal. And thanks again for tuning in today.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.